Welcome to Beyond the Break, a podcast where we dive deep into the stories behind today's entrepreneurs, leaders, and change makers, and we uncover what it takes to build something that lasts. Let's get started. Beyond the Break.
All right, Chad, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, welcome to Beyond the Break, a podcast where we talk with motivated people and the background of what you did in your past and how that translated into becoming a successful entrepreneur. You know, I've known you for many years in the community. I think you've been a wonderful volunteer. You've been a great dad and a leader in the community, and you run your own mortgage company as well. So tell us a little bit of background on what you're doing now.
Yeah, thanks, Chris, for having me. First of all, Chad Hauseman, owned First Time Mortgage, year 5.5. Can't believe we actually hit the 5-year milestone, which is great. So this is year 23 for me in the mortgage business. Like you can see, I still have a head of hair versus what you have.
I keep it tight.
I started my career here in Jacksonville after I graduated from Jacksonville University. Worked at PHH Mortgage, Merrill Lynch, Schwab was my main focus.
All right.
Did that for 13, 14 years and then led into Bank of America. And then really wanted to go off on my own and become a mortgage broker. So October of 2019 is when we officially started and really started originating in like January of 2020. So right before the COVID.
Out on your own right before COVID.
Yeah. So number one, nobody saw COVID was going to happen.
Right,
it ended up being fantastic. But like for the first 3 months, I'm like, holy crap, like this is markets crashing, shutting down, lending rates are going, bananas. But it was right before I turned 40 and, I married my high school sweetheart, Stacy, and she was probably my biggest advocate about, being behind me. And, when your spouse or your best friend says, hey, take a shot, you're going to crush it. You're one of the most determined individuals, you have a great support system, and as you did with growing Waycross, I really did a great job. Pat myself on the back. Put yourself around really good, like-minded people, and the staff that we hired, that we brought in. I mean, they're incredible.
Yeah.
So young, hungry, and also people who've been doing it for a while. So I don't have any success in what I do unless I have a really good support system at home. And then, of course, as you guys know, like your work family, you're with your work family more than you're with your personal family. And we have a lot of fun. We do a really good job, and we're really making a good job of a really good reputation for ourselves now currently.
I think you mentioned you could meet later today because you had even reviews this morning, right?
Yeah. So same thing. We still have a little bit of the corporate America in us because I think it's
positives.
It's great, right? So we do I try to do monthly, and then really we sit down and we do. We're 6 months into 2025. If you think about it, you blink and through it. So really finding out in a down market in mortgage, my team's doing really well.
Correct.
So number one, you want to encourage them. You want to be positive. But you also want to have stretch goals of where you can finish the year out and where you want to be financially, and also where you want to be, goal oriented for your production as well.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. I love the coaching. As you know, I've been coaching a long time, and I love the coaching aspect. Many sports. So I do love the coaching aspect of it. And, when your employees do well, it really makes you feel good if they have a great commission month and they do a good job. And like even this week, like even to Matt Keeler, I'll mention, I had 2 different clients email me directly and giving them a great 5-star review and just telling them what a great human being and process that they enjoy doing too. So that makes me feel good.
No, that's great. And Matt was a coach for us while he was still at high school.
Yeah.
He was coaching our kids at the youth level. And I think that translated, to a lot of his success is he was a leader at a very young age where a lot of high school kids are unreliable. Matt was showing up at the fields and coaching our kids, and now he's got 2 kids as well. So
it's crazy.
And you identified good talent, right?
It's it.
In him.
It just makes us older.
Yes.
Now, that they're now like 27, 28, and now we're
my gosh.
oh geez, we don't even say how old you are.
Yes.
You're older than me.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I feel very young. Thank you for that. But going back to your foundation is Tell us a little bit about what you did in high school and college athletically.
Yeah, so I reluctantly I went to a prep school. My dad pushed me to go to a prep school.
A big fancy one.
It was, yes. I actually went to school with the Trumps. So it was actually in my hometown of Pottstown, Pennsylvania. So I was a commuter. I was probably like the lowest GPA and the poorest kid that went there. But I was a 3-sport guy. So I played football, I wrestled, and I played baseball. So really led into football and baseball. Stopped wrestling after sophomore year, and I actually had more scholarships for football than I did baseball. But got an opportunity to play a scholarship at Jacksonville University, and it was great. Really loved it. Met some great people. So you play Division I, and I ended up getting drafted and played a little bit with the Angels. Had a cup of coffee. Never made it to the big leagues, but man, I met so many cool people, and now with the whole NIL/transfer portal, I just feel bad for a lot of these student athletes, if you even call them student athletes anymore, just athletes. Because I'd met so many good people. I was there for 5 years. I had Tommy John surgery, but I met so many good people, and so many people didn't transfer. Like, you built relationships that I still help with. I still talk to. I still hang out with their kids, and of course I do their mortgages too. But now it's changed. And you and I talk about it. Like, it's just kids are there for a year. It's like the old Kentucky basketball. They're there for a year and they move on. Now it's there for a year. If you do well at JU, then you want to go to UF or Florida State, or you want to go, as Dion says, I want to get the bag.
Didn't you say like a bunch of kids told the JU coach this fall that they were one and done? They told the coach that.
A lot of that. Yeah, but you see that not at JU. A lot of these mid-majors, they'll come in and say, well, we'll be here for a year. If my stats are good, I'm either going to transfer or go in the draft.
Oh my
gosh. So as a collegiate coach, it's very hard because you're on a year-to-year scholarship, and the 4-year scholarships really don't exist anymore. So the loyalty is tough, and as I tell my kids who are one at Florida State, Mason's going to JU, and then Hudson, we'll see where he ends up going. But the loyalty is not there anymore. And it makes me nervous when these kids enter the workforce and they hit some adversity. What are they going to do? Are they going to leave because you yelled at them? So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
No, well, like, think of that, right? Like, you didn't start all 4 years, right?
I did not. No. So my freshman year, I came in and I earned a starting spot, and then I was at. We were in Orlando playing against Georgia Tech, and I threw a ball and literally elbow ripped. As a freshman, So I earned a starting spot as a freshman, as a 19-year-old kid. So I had Tommy John surgery, so I missed the whole year. And then it just took me some time to come back. But I came back and I played. I was a starter. You know how it goes. Sometimes you get start. Sometimes you're not playing. You got to work yourself in. You get through a slump. But as you mentioned before we got on the podcast, I had just an incredible fall season of my senior year, and then I got sick, and then I started off the season at JU my senior year. And of course, you're trying to get drafted, and you want to play the next level. But as a kid, that's a bucket list. I'm from Pottstown, Pennsylvania, in the middle of nowhere. So a lot of my town was, they wanted me to get drafted.
They're rooting for you.
And so, as you said earlier, I started my senior season 0 for 24. 0 for 24.
Not what you want.
And it was bad. I couldn't, just everything wasn't in unison. And every coach, every player, your dad, your coach, your buddies, your brother, try this. I'm like, no, I'm good. Just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. So, and then, the story.
So what happened now?
So we were, this is in probably end of March, end of February, first week of March. And we're at UCF, and it's a midweek game. It's a Wednesday game. And my dad drove down because he knows I was struggling. So my dad drove 17 hours from Pennsylvania to University of South Florida in Tampa, and met me there. After the game, I was 0 for 4. And so I'm 0 for 4. Now I'm literally 0 for 24. Everybody goes to the bus. I'm in the dugout and didn't say a word. My dad didn't say a word. I was calm, and I just took all my clothes off. I took off my uniform, I took off my pants, my cleats, and I threw everything in the trash. Left my bag, left everything. And I walked to the bus just in my slider shorts, no shirt on, nothing. Got on the bus. Nobody said a word to me. My dad ended up picking up all my stuff, drove back to Jacksonville, and we played again on Friday. And I didn't know he stayed. He gave our coaches all my stuff back. And then that Friday, I ended up drag bunting. I bunted. And, I'm a pretty big guy. Yeah. Bunted for a single and standing ovation from the whole bench, everybody, just everything let loose. And then I had one of the best seasons ever in JU history with average RBIs, home runs, and all that too. So it's just one of those you don't know, like some people quit. And just the mentality I've always had just growing up with, divorced parents, parents who've worked multiple jobs, like the adversity when things get tough, like you work harder.
Yeah.
Tie your boots, take your lunch pail, and you go and you find solutions. So for me, with my team, my kids, my family, we always look to find a solution.
Yeah.
Right. We can sit there and harp on the negativity or any of that. And it's just, all right, we get it. Let's turn the page and move forward. Like, what's the solution? And my job every day, like, it's really hard. Mm-hmm. Like, there's complications and there's some stuff out of my control. And we do our best to stay calm and find solutions too. So
it's key to life. I mean, because you can complain and that's not going to do anything. It's not going to change what you're complaining about, and you're stuck, right? And
there is. And we use the expression turn the page or let's move forward. And the past is the past. Like you can say like, oh, I got drafted or stats. I mean, that's in the past. But moving forward, taking all your adversity, all your failures. Mm-hmm. And, you and I have talked, off record a lot where sometimes it's good for these kids to get cut or to fail because you're going to learn so much more from failing than you were if everything's just given to you and everything's just, cupcakes and roses. Yeah. And I failed a lot.
Yeah. Because think of at the D1 level, right? Every person on your team was probably the greatest in their town ever and or the greatest in their state. And now they're fighting and lagging and having challenges. So are they prepared for that? And most times they're not. Right?
It's funny you say that. So I've been saying that for years. Like, our Ponte Vedra group does a great job. If it's football, if it's lacrosse, baseball, softball, our youth programs are incredible. Yeah. And for what you've done at Riptide is commendable. And what I helped to do for 10 years on the youth football to build that. So they just have those steps. But they go to college and they're the best in county, state, but then you go there and they're all great.
Yes.
But I've noticed going through the recruiting process with Mason and talking to a lot of these coaches why he was getting recruited. Man, it's amazing to see these universities having they have mental health coaches.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, Jacksonville University has a mental health coach. And the biggest thing they said is it's like drinking from a fire hose because number one, you're trying to show how good you are.
Yeah.
And then the speed of the game is so much faster. Mm-hmm. The kids are faster. It's just, there's a whole swarm and then you're away from home.
Oh yeah.
And then you're going to college. So you have to have grades. So you got to do study hall. So there's a lot that goes into it all in one shot. And so the mental side for it is like, you're going to fail. Everyone's going to fail. Laugh about it. Move on. Try not to do it a couple times in a row. Have a good attitude. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not where you start. It's where you finish.
And the other thing that's happening is these kids are busting their butts and their best friends are partying at the time. So they're like, wait a minute, this is so hard. Yet my friends are at these big universities having the time of their life.
Yep.
So that's another challenge that we don't give them credit for.
Yeah, it's you have to be. It has to be part of your DNA and part of your culture. Mm-hmm. Like you could go play club lacrosse and have a blast and really enjoy it. But some kids want to be challenged a little bit more. But it's just really depends on like you have to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And it can't come from a parent. You and I have talked about this too, right? Once they hit that like 13, 14 years old, and then they're maturing and they're starting to develop, it's on them.
Yes.
Like we can't say go work out or go do your face. Like it has to be part of their routine of what they do every day to get better. If not, then everybody else. And the same thing when I was at JU, and this is in the 90s, every year they were trying to bring in 3 more left fielders.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Yeah. Like, I got this guy from JUCO. I'm like, okay, bring it. Yeah. So you're constantly competing for your spot. because you have other guys coming in that are freshmen or now transfers that want to take your position.
Yeah. And now it's even going to be worse.
Now it's going to be even worse.
It's going to be really hard for these kids. But I think, it's prepared you well for life and all, and you're still very healthy. So you are our cold plunge expert. How's
I am. I was doing it every day. So now I'm about, I would say 5 days a week, and I do it for right at 3 minutes. I told you, I do it first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Too. Yeah. So I'm in the process. I don't have what you have yet, sauna.
Yeah.
But it's in the process of working. But I really do. I take my fitness super serious. I love going first thing in the morning. I love to leave my phone, and my phone doesn't ring.
Yeah.
I can listen to my music and get my workout in. But I really do. I work out with all three of my kids. All three are completely different, but I really enjoy training. I train Mason really hard, Cannon, and now I got Hudson, who's going to turn 15. So he can't drive, which is great. So then I get to take him, and he listens, and really weights and fitness is really important to me at this age. So when they get to later in high school and college, they have the fundamentals of what not to do, and it's not about how much weight you push. It's about doing it the right way. So I think I've given those guys, my kids, and even their friends, like a good blueprint of that. But I really do enjoy the cold plunge, and I know we're on camera, but it's one of the hardest things to do. And I'll sit there just in my
every morning. It's still torture.
Just in my underwear, my skivvies, and I'll lift up the tank and unplug it, and I'll sit there and like, come on, I'll probably swear at myself a little bit, but every day, like for people who say they love it, you're full of what.
Yeah.
But anytime you get into it, it takes your breath away for the first 30 seconds too. But I'll sit there and I'll stare and like, come on, you got this. Come on. And I'll pump myself up just by myself.
Well, think of that. You're self-motivating.
I don't have a buddy, and I mean, you and I could tag team it if you really wanted to feet to feet kind of deal. But
oh my gosh,
I got to get a little bit bigger. But it is one of those where if I can check that box in the morning, even before I get to the gym, I'm like, all right, that sucked and that wasn't enjoyable. But then you feel better because you did accomplish something that you didn't want to do. So it's just a little mentality for me just to trick myself. Like, all right, I just did that. I can do this. Or because there's so many things that you don't want to do. And in my reviews, you hear the expression, you got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Yeah.
And I do stretch my kids, me personally, and my employees. You got to do stuff that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And in our field, in the mortgage business, as Bella knows, like the social media stuff is huge. Mm-hmm. And there's nobody, even me, I do enjoy it. Nobody loves to sit in front of the camera and talk about financial investments and or mortgages or whatever. I'd rather talk about, Ponte Vedra football or lacrosse or Riptide than any of that story. So
well, you're doing a great job.
But I do try to encourage my guys to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And the biggest one is social media, meeting in front of people, doing presentations.
Yeah,
like that.
well, because you got to keep pushing. I mean, I feel like I've been presenting in my career for 25 years, and I still listen to podcasts about it. I still read about it. I still get training for myself and the team as well. And our team's very open to it because you got to get better. And even, right now we're working on making our print materials even better. And it's just one of those things we just can't. And I feel like we're, best in class as it is, but you got to keep pushing forward. And I like, talking about doing hard things. The cold plunge is one of them. Making your bed every morning, doing difficult things because our lives are pretty easy. Relative, there's 5 billion people out there that don't have running water or electricity or beds. So we're already a step easier than those lives, and we should be thankful of it. But now I feel like we have a responsibility to do more and to do more for ourselves, for our family, and for the community as
it's funny. I called Chris yesterday, and I'm a big walker, and I'm a big guy, and running just doesn't suit me anymore. Like I can do the farmer's carries, like you do.
I love my farmer's carry.
Do that. watch you clap at me as you walk around. I do enjoy those, but I do walk. So I walk in the treadmill. But Stacey and I actually started walking a couple weeks ago, and I enjoy it.
Yes.
I asked Chad Oliver to go for a walk the other day.
It's lovely.
He was like, "What are you talking about?" So I'll go for a run. I'm like, "No, I don't run anymore."
Yeah.
But I really do enjoy walking, even not even on the beach, just walking outside. And my business partner Whitney and I texted her the other day. I was like, "Hey, this might sound very strange, but I really think we should incorporate a 10 or 15 minute walk.
Yes.
Just around our complex at our office, and we can talk. We're making an offer on a building for a commercial, which I'm excited about. So there's just a lot that goes into day to day, and if it's social media, if it's training, if it's events for a team. So I think it's just a good way to get out and have that mental clarity where you're putting your feet on the ground and you're able to talk. Really do enjoy it.
No, it's
like it's simple. Awesome, and you can talk while you do it.
Yes.
And for you have 4 kids, and you have 3 in college, and another one going to be in or two in college, 1 already graduated. So it's just good to connect with your spouse.
I mean, that's how we're built.
Yeah.
We used to walk everywhere, and now we're stuck sitting at a desk and on video calls all day. And we do that here. Like we're right near a shopping center where we can get lunch, coffee, or we do walk and talk. Like let's all 5 of us do it. And now we're outside, and it takes 15 minutes. But also you're also visually, your eyes are seeing something different. There's a lot to be said for that, because if your eyes are just staring at a screen all day, that's not, your brain is atrophied.
Yeah, the hard part for us and our businesses is we get so focused on what's next, like work-wise.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get recharged, even if you step away and go eat out for lunch, or you go home for lunch.
Yeah.
But even if you stepped out just to go, it just changes that, and then it just kind of gets you refreshed to do it. So I haven't done it I've been doing a little work. I mean, it's like 100 degrees outside right now. So if I take if I go for a walkabout, I come back, I'm like, you better crank this down to 62 in here. Is this give me a cold mister somewhere?
Yeah. No,
I need that.
And it sounds so simple and corny, but like our other office is in Louisville, Kentucky, and just last Monday morning on the call, I was like, people get outside. Please take a 15-minute break and walk, because there's a lot to it. Jonathan, my son, who's about to start working in New York City, luckily his office is on the Hudson River. So actually in New York, you normally don't even see the horizon or the sun. He will have that opportunity. I don't know if he'll have the time, because he's the first year in the investment banking world, but I hope he can do that. I hope, because right now they enjoy being outside, and I think it changes you mentally. I think it's the easiest cheat code. It's free. It's quick, but we got to do these little things at work. And like you said, if you do it as a team, then people, wow, this is better. We're all together, and it's actually a productive 15 minutes.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. So we're incorporating that too with our work, but. Where do you think of the mortgage industry right now? Yeah, this is a good week. This week we're probably down close to a quarter point. I mean, we were tapping in the 6.99, low 7 range for conventional side on the mortgage side.
Yeah.
But we saw about a quarter point reduction. So it's been a really good week for me. But right now, I do feel mortgage rates are going to come. There's a lot of pressure from a lot of different avenues right now. The scary part for a lot of us is there is a ton of inventory right now.
Okay.
Right. So not just Florida, but Georgia, because you got to think during COVID, every time Dick and Harry moved down here.
Yeah.
And then you had a lot of businesses, and Blackstone, BlackRock, a lot of these companies were buying just neighborhoods and buying investments to take up supply. And now the ROI isn't there because the cost of insurance has gone up, and or rent has come down a little bit.
Yeah.
So there is an influx of inventory, but with as much equity as homeowners have in their properties from when they purchased, even through 2020 through 2023, there's a lot we're at the highest debt ceiling we've been in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel rates will be down into the low 6s, high 5s.
Yeah.
Hopefully April, May of next year, which it just gives people more buying power.
Yeah. And I think part of it might be there's still enough people who got a mortgage at 3 and just can't even fathom 7 right now. Right?
Yeah, it's tough. But
it's got to come to grips with it's not 3 anymore.
It's not. And I don't think unless we see something dramatic happen, I don't know if we ever get to that portion of it. But the thing for people that are just graduating college, your kids, I'm not saying I'm going to purchase in New York, but I use the word leverage or buying power a lot. If you are looking to purchase a property, there is such great concessions, being able to get a reduction in price. You're seeing a lot of sellers pay for closing costs.
Oh, wow.
And we're seeing a lot of sellers pay for roofs, new AC units. So you have a ton of leverage and control as being a first-time homebuyer.
A buyer's market.
It's been a buyer's market for the whole year.
Oh, okay.
And so it's drastically changed where some of these deals that come through, I'm like, sellers are giving away free tacos for a year.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy. Like,
what do people need as a down payment?
I mean, as little as 3 to 5%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you have good credit score, the mortgage insurance anymore is very, very inexpensive.
The PMI?
The PMI, yep. Okay. So we're seeing more first-time home buyers averaging about 5% down.
That's good.
But then if you're able to do that, and then you can get the seller to pay your closing costs, technically you're just coming down with your down payment.
Yeah.
So with the closing costs, we're seeing probably 85% of my purchases that come through, the sellers are paying some sort of a credit towards your closing costs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're getting a reduction in the sales price and also a credit towards their closing costs too.
Oh, that's good.
It's good. But the average house on the market right now, I think it's like 48 to 55 days.
Okay.
So you get a
much bigger number.
So you got to think versus before you were selling houses sight unseen, or the average was like 14 days. Now we're at like 2 months.
Yeah.
So at that point, once you hit that 45 to 60 days, the homeowners are getting a little antsy because most of them need to sell to go buy somewhere else to take the equity out.
Because that makes the timing tricky.
It makes the timing tricky. Hence why there's a lot of stuff on our plate, because if a lot of times our transaction is part of a domino for the buy-sell side of each side as well.
So that's why you still need a human being and a real...
There is a lot of companies trying to do the AI side on the origination stuff, but for a lot of the stuff that we deal with is complicated.
Yeah.
There's nothing cookie cutter anymore. If we do, it's like we want to high five and chest bump everybody. Like, yes, a W-2 employee.
All right.
But a lot of stuff that we do is we do a lot of off-the-wall stuff. We do a lot of bank statement loans for self-employed people, financial advisors, people who are self-employed. So we do a lot of unique stuff that a lot of people can't do. So
that's a good point, because nowadays more and more people are self-employed and have different income than the traditional 52 paychecks.
It is. So you can say it. I have a lot of tools in my tool belt when it comes to the origination side. So, have the expression find a loan for every home or home for every loan. Yeah. We really do a good job of trying to find a solution for you. And if it doesn't fit into the box, then we have, I think I have like 23 lenders that I can work with too. And each lender has an account rep, kind of how you do. Yeah. You probably have certain people you reach out to on the investment side too. So these account reps help us find solutions as well too. So we work hard. We work hard, and we have great reviews. And as you guys know, the same thing is, if I can have a client have a great experience, I'm going to get referral business. Yeah. And getting the referral business from that client and anybody else in their family is pretty much how I've grown my business.
No, it says a lot about who you are.
Yeah, simple.
Back from that cold spell of 0-24.
0-24.
So now
look at me. I'm all grown up.
Well, I hope you get more than a bunt in the next 6 months.
I hope so. Yeah, we will get that.
But look at it. You came out of your cold spell with a bunt, and it was something.
I did. It was a drag bunt, and I don't think I've ever ran that hard in my life down to first base. Standing ovation from like literally everybody at JU, all the coaches, players. But it's just the thing, things happen. And in lacrosse, like sometimes you can't hit the goal in practice, but then also in the games you don't miss. It's everything we do is a mindset. If we have a positive mindset of everything we do, it just makes things. But if we harp on all the negative stuff, it wears you out.
No,
it tears you up. And
that's a great.
It's taken me until I was 43, 44 to learn that. But the good thing about it, like our community, our kids, our family, we have really good kids and families.
Yeah.
And they actually listen to us, which makes it
not
great.
Always the case. Yes. Yeah.
But again, we've been through failures and we've worked through it too. So
I love that. I love your solutions based, your hard work, and it's translated your whole career. And I think your parents had a lot to do with it. I had the fortune of knowing your dad, who was a wonderful man, and your mom, and I think they helped mold you as well. So now you're molding the next.
I'm molding the next generation. Yeah, the beauty of, like, I know we're going to run out here soon, but it's, as you know, Chris ran our Riptide organization for 13 years?
Since 2012. So, yeah.
13 years,
yeah, exactly.
13, 14 years. And so I met Chris through lacrosse and got to know him, and one of the hardest working guys. And it's not and our morals back up a lot of ways. And my arm hair stand up here. It's just like when a kid succeeds and goes to college, it was always, he's a Riptide kid.
Yeah.
Or Dylan Hess goes Georgetown and then PLL. And kids that came through the program that we had such a small, just a small inkling of it. It makes you feel good, right?
Oh my gosh.
Because you see these guys succeed, and not even lacrosse, it's football or wrestling, anybody that you've coached. But the greatest gift and greatest asset I get a chance to see is when these young men still say, "Hey, coach."
Yes,
how you doing?
I love that word.
How you doing, coach?
That title.
So, coach is such a powerful word, not just for wins and losses. It's about development, and not when you get this athlete at the highest level, everything's fine.
Yeah.
But it's about when you're at the low point. If you didn't have a good run or didn't have a good javelin throw, or you struck out 4 times, it's then not even saying anything, just the hug, the communication, knowing you have somebody's back. But for these guys, Mason's guys, Cannon's guys, Matthew's guys, hey, coach, how you doing?
No, I love that.
You doing good, coach?
Yeah.
Not Mr. Hauseman, not Chad. Hey, coach, how you doing? So that's a title that you never lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And you're always at work, right?
You're always a coach, right? You're always their coach at some point. So for a young man, when they're 6 years old, or now they're 19, 20, to call you coach, it's pretty rewarding that you have that title.
No, last 2 weekends ago when we won the tournament in Palm Coast, we're taking the photo of the boys, and this 10th grader's mom came over, and she's like, I'm getting emotional. She's like, do you realize you were the first person that taught my son how to throw and catch? And now he's about to be on our varsity team. Yeah. And it just, that made me so happy, and not just because we won or because the kid is really good now. It's because he got to enjoy a sport that he thought, because he was a little older when he was starting out, he's never too late. And that's what we've built in this mentality at Riptide, is you're never too old to start this sport. And I think that goes for anything, I taught myself how to surf when I was 40. That's really hard to do. That's right. I'm kite surfing now. So there's things that we all can push ourselves to, and whether it's us teaching kids who are in middle school, which is crazy to think that's too late to learn a sport, but that's the way things can be now. But I think you've done a great job in the community, Chad.
Sweet,
it's
awesome.
An honor to know you, and keep up the good work.
My man, awesome.
Thanks, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. You got it.
Thanks for tuning in to Beyond the Break. If this conversation brought you value, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. We've got more real stories, sharp insights, and powerful turning points coming your way. See you next time.